There's a creaking in the pedal. The creaking in the pedal is almost certainly the release bearing that is just dry on that slide. Obviously everything all adds up, but that's usually the biggest indication. A couple of things I'm noticing right here, these are backing out. So it already had a clutch put in this too by a Honda mechanic. That doesn't usually mean everything because so many Honda mechanics don't see these cars very often. Cover is off, and look at this telltale sign. Somebody doesn't know how to change seals or hammer the valve cover back on. It's split the tube seal. This oil here is essentially coming down here. This is where the spark plug would be. The whole reason of the seal is to keep that oil in there and not down the spark plug hole. The seal is fitting on here tight. This is the spark plug down in that hole. The oil essentially will run down there and fill up your spark plug, and it has a whole host of little issues.
So obviously we have these tools in the store. They're fantastic. And if I ever see another filter on a car that isn't an OEM filter, I check these to see if they fit, just to let you guys know. This car currently has a Fram. It's a 6607, which if you cross-reference that, it's for like an 0203 Civic, a Honda Insight. Actually, it says it's for this car as well, but this is smaller than the K-Series filter. But, no, our small tool doesn't fit it, and way too small for the big one. So, cross that one off the list, doesn't fit our tool.
So we're showing pretty much 60% on number one. So next thing is you gotta hear different directions, see where it's coming from. Actually feel a little bit of air coming out of there. That's number three. As you hear, it's quiet as can be. All right, number four. That's pretty high too.
Yeah.
Last cylinder is number two. So even whatever number you're gonna see over here, obviously it's much lower. You can just hear that that cylinder is sealed. This car has 140,000 miles. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm gonna say the super tight valve adjustment at one point or another has caused this issue. It's essentially caused the valves to burn. When I talk about burning the valves, it means the valve isn't 100% closing. The combustion will actually burn the seat and damage the seat, and over time it just causes a bad seal. So 2 and 3 are good. 1 and 4 are in the 60% range, which is no good. So it's a little bit better, a little bit smoother. We didn't spend his money on cleaning the injectors because honestly it's not really going to make it much better. Those misfires are going to come back. Right now I cleared the codes just to look at it, and it's saying potential misfire already on those 2 cylinders with a high leak down. So unfortunately we don't have a completion on this one, but we do have a plan. So we'll talk to the customer about that. Maybe you'll see this car come up in a future video.
With I hope your day is fantastic. Then they realized they were taking way too much time, so they just hit us with a yay and a wow.
Any of you guys guess an element? So this belongs to our friend Jeff. We're doing a little bit of maintenance to it. We try and keep him up to date on all his maintenance. Everything was done the last time it was here, but we're now doing coolant and transmission fluid and an oil change. He said the oil doesn't have a lot of miles on it, but it's a year old. All right, this one is done. We can call him and he can pick it up. So after washing tons and tons of my work shirts and seeing how they hold up, we're switching back to Gildane. I don't know if you've had the Jerseys brand and the Gildane. I like the Jerseys because it's a lighter, thinner feel, but these are thicker, they last longer. I wash all my stuff, I dump the whole lot in, I put it on full, hit the start, and I'm out of there. I'm not careful with my laundry, I just want it washed and done. These hold up fantastic. They're on sale, lhtperformance.com. Get your OEM Plus t-shirt and pick up some merch while you're in there, as well as some maintenance stuff for your S2000. So this S2000 was towed to us. The customer had a clutch put in a few years ago, and he basically told me It's never felt quite right since. It's been noisy, the clutch didn't feel particularly right, and he had a funny feeling that the shop switched his transmission at the same time. Now, that's one of the worst things you could ever do to a customer. You're going to lose all credibility and respect in so many ways if you do that. Fix the guy's transmission, do the work for him, sell him a transmission, sell him the upgrade, but don't switch parts. That is absolutely horrible. That's what nightmares are made of. Anyway, we said, let's go through it. Let's check the VIN number on your trans. Let's check it out. Let's figure out what's going on. And let's make this car perfect. This customer loves this car, but he told me I haven't really driven it since and felt that good about the car. And also he wants to do retainers and keepers just for that peace of mind. This being an AP1 with not really knowing the long-term history of it, it's nice to know that it's good and you're not going to have an issue with them. Not that the shifter is that bad. It does make a difference by doing the rebuild. It's not too bad, it's just a little wiggly, but the foam is almost certainly deteriorated in there. I'm going to take the keys out because a lot of people complain of the Honda beep. I'll show you that when it comes apart. We'll rebuild that. It'll tighten that up. It'll take a lot of that wiggly feeling away. This is always a surprise looking under here. Yeah, look at that. Ring is not being snapped down properly. Can't really tell if it's broken. Yeah, it's broken. So this will make the transmission louder. Just this. It's what seals the transmission away from the cabin. This right here is broken. And then of course the foam is all deteriorated. This is no longer doing its job. This is essentially just sound material. As you see, it's just turned into mush. There it is. That is nice and solid. Look at that. And it's just got nice tension all directions. So next thing is this foam right here, and this is for sound, like I mentioned, and it goes this way around. You'll see that because it's got very little room here, but more room in the back. So it fits in this way. You can't really mess it up. Just tuck it in until it's even, especially when someone comes in and said, I feel like my transmission's noisy. And then you see these things that are off. There you go, just make sure it's nice and smooth all the way around. There's the master. Look how bad that is. Just looks like really dark, thick oil, and it's leaking on the inside of the car right there. This is what everything looks like. You gotta remove all this to get to retainers and keepers. That's why we insist on doing intake and exhaust. Not to mention it's the same part number, so if one of them is gonna fail, if one of them is weak, the other one will have the problem too. I mentioned earlier, and I know somebody probably watched the computer and cringed and said, retainers don't wear out. So this surface right here is obviously the mating surface against your spring. See how mint these are? This is one of the cleanest engines we've seen in a while. But this will be rubbing on the spring. This twists the whole time your engine's running. If you watch a slow-mo of Valtrain, you'll see these retainers constantly spin. If your oil is bad, I'm trying to get the camera to focus. There you go. You can see the wear mark. If your oil is bad, you got a lot of tension on here, it will wear and make this retainer even thinner on the edge, which is part of the failure point on AP2 retainers. Look how nice and clean this is. So you can see where the oil pocket's in there. Obviously it's darker and you can kind of see the different shades. That's what happens when the oil flows over there. It's kind of like how stalagmites and stalactites are made. It flows over there and leaves sediment behind, and then it turns into like a black greasy yuck. That's why I tell you to clean your oil. Well, don't clean it. Change your oil regular. This is a piece that one of our friends brought us this from an electric gate, and somebody pried it open, it broke. Well, he brought us this. It's the same dimensions, but it's thicker sidewall, thicker gauge. So it took me a while, but measured that diameter and found this. So essentially, he's already got one hole here. Drill a hole in that end and weld in a piece like that. This Civic SI is back. It's a 2013 9th generation Civic SI. We did the supercharger and package on this in 2017. So it's had a clutch not too long ago, and the customer said ever since he had the clutch put in, it feels terrible. I did show this on a past video, We move the key right here. It's got a really feely, creaky, yucky pedal. Let me get you some audio clip right here. And it feels like springy. It's really hard to press.
That might be more noise than you're hearing inside.
You can just feel it all the way through the car. So that basically there's about half the pedal travel it should. Like here is nothing, and then you can feel here it moves. So we're predicting that the clutch is dry, but it's been feeling so bad. We're just going to put a whole new clutch and flywheel in it. That way it's good, and we know everything is right. We'll take it off and see what it looks like inside, including the flywheel, and of course we're putting the Nachi bearing in there. So this is the complete clutch, pressure plate, disc, and flywheel, because often that flywheel, if it is scorched, if it's burnt, they don't usually come back. This is ridiculous. Somebody's put these on with an impact. Not only are you never going to change this on the side of a road, but it's a good chance you're going to damage your lug nuts. So you guys working on Civics and Integras from the 90s and 2000s, you got to take all of this out, then it's going to look like a normal car. Then you can see the transmission and see what it takes to take it out. That looks normal, right? Look at the gaping amount of room that you have now once you get that thing out of the way.
That's like every other car.
Yeah, now it looks like a normal car. So that's it. There's a transmission. Axle's got to come out. Transmission will come out. And the clutch is right about there. Kind of what we suspected. This is absolutely dry. This is that grinding that you're feeling when you're pressing your pedal. You're pressing on this right here. This is dry in there too. That should be greased, but this is putting a lot of friction on here. Look at that. I mean, it's pretty bad. See that? It's just dry. So that was dry too. That's the fulcrum ball right there. And you can see all this in the transmission, all this wet. It's probably got a main seal leaking. So what's sad is a shop did this not too long ago, and he basically said as soon as he picked it up, it felt terrible. It just didn't feel good at all. We drove it, it was hanging up, it was stiff, it didn't engage very well. Right now it's Saturday and it's raining again, so it was absolutely monsooning yesterday. Now when I say monsooning, I mean really crazy heavy rain, and the mailman never picked up, and it was raining so bad, just running from the shop to my truck was like taking a bath, and there was no way I was going to be able to get all the packages in there and then get them to the post office, because it's a bit of a trek each way. So guess what? It's Saturday. I'm heading to the shop to grab those packages and take them to the post office. Okay, so I managed to put too many boxes in at once. I think I jammed it. So hopefully I haven't caused too many issues. If your box looks like it's a little crushed on one side, that's because I jammed it in the little flippy thing. Anyway, we got to get the mail through. I feel like a postal worker at this point. Joking of which, we used to use UPS, and honestly, these guys have been getting it there not only consistently faster, but less lost packages. I mean, I used to make fun of the mail so much, and I was a diehard UPS guy, and we do quite a lot of packages, and these guys have been killing it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the faster shipping, even though so many times the rates are cheaper UPS if it's a smallish package ground than Priority. But Priority, we're getting it to Hawaii in 3 days, and we're getting to California in 2. I mean, that's insane, and people are really appreciating getting their packages faster. Everybody wants it now. Amazon has ruined everybody for click, have it immediately. So we're trying to make sure we get your stuff to you fast and keep you happy. So there you go. I might crush your packages once in a while, but I get them to you.